Good morning, everybody. Got your coffee? I got mine. It is Saturday. I'm going to get out in my garden. I was in my garden all day yesterday. I'm getting it ready for spring planting. And it was a lot. I was out there all day yesterday. But I'm going to I'm going to do a little bit more out there, but I'm going to have more of a chill day today. But before I get started, let me say to Bethany, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being there. You are consistently there and supportive, and I would like to thank you and all the other people who support me. And by the way, while I'm thanking people, I want to thank my moderators. You all have been doing a really good job at keeping problematic people out of the space and keeping the space safe. And I just want to say it has not gone unnoticed. I'm doing a lot less work in that respect. And I see you and appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you. With all of that said, I want to throw a trigger warning out there. If you are a man or a woman who has ever been sexually assaulted, this video might be hard for you, especially this early in the morning. You might not want to start your morning off like this. But over here, we are not afraid of hard truths and having nuanced discussions around conversations and discussions that just need to happen. So have you all seen that group that has been discovered that had something like 70,000 men in it? And these men were discussing having raped their mothers, their sisters, other family women, and women who were not related to them. And there were graphic details about what they have done to women, their own mothers and sisters and daughters. And they gave advice to other men on how to do it and get away with it, how to groom women. And everyone is so shocked. And I don't mean to be dismissive. I'm just going to tell the truth because I exist in reality. The only thing that was shocking to me, because I wasn't shocked at all that groups like this exist. The only thing that shocked me was that it was only 70,000 men. And I know that that sounds fucked up in and of itself, but it's just the truth. Men have raped and pillaged the world. They use their brute strength and force against women. Look at the laws that men are creating that are centered around a woman's body and her just being able to make decisions for herself. If y'all don't understand that more men than not literally fucking hate women, y'all better get a clue. I know it's a lot of y'all that still are looking for that prince, that fairy tale. You want to believe that men are the protectors of the world. Men are not. They've never been the protectors of the world. It's always been women. It's always been a matriarchy in that sense. Men do not protect women the way other women do, and men do not protect children the way that women do. They just don't. But for somehow, women keep allowing ourselves to be talked into by men that they are the protectors and they should be the leaders. Look at the state of the world. I'm shocked that it was only 70,000. And I guarantee you that was only one group. And there are lots more men who think like that, who think that a woman is literally there to fulfill their needs, that a woman's body is theirs to take advantage of however they see fit. I'm not shocked at all. I'm not shocked at all. And we all have, us women, we all have girlfriend friendship circles, women that we know. I mean, have you ever taken an inventory at how many of them have been sexually assaulted? In some way? We can't go to work without being sexually harassed. Can't walk down the street. Can't be in a supermarket. Can't stand in line. Can't be minding your business. Without some man reducing you down to an object that he can play with. That's the truth. There are good men that roam this earth, but there definitely ain't enough of them. There is a reason why women choose the bear. Did you hear about that story in France where this man, over the course of, I believe it was like 12 years, he let all those men rape his wife while she lay drugged and unconscious? A husband did that to his wife. Man after man after man. He didn't care who they were. He didn't care about her autonomy, her rights. That's not love. That is not love. That is hate. And a lot of women are laying next to, right now, at this very moment, their biggest hater. And you don't know till you know sometimes. There are red flags, though. And I do know a lot of women. I've known a lot of women that I have warned because I saw the red flags and they didn't. We know it. As friends, we try to tell our girlfriends and they won't listen. And in that case, let me tell you, the best piece of advice that I can give you, if you're that friend, stand back and just let it happen. Stay out of it. Give the warning. And if she don't want to listen, let it be. Because some people really do just have to learn the hard way. Unfortunately. I remember many, many, many years ago, when I was a much younger woman, I was dating this guy. And I had been dating him. I knew his whole family. I had been dating him for a year or two. It didn't go beyond that. And I'm going to tell you why. And we had a lot of fun together. And the first thing that he told me when we met each other was that I reminded him of his niece. And that, it threw me. And that was a red flag. And I probably ignored it. Speaking of red flags. And I asked him, I said, well, is that going to be a problem for you? And he said, no. I remember that conversation. And, and I wrote it off. And then after that, we were fine. It was easy breezy. And then one day, I don't know what made this man say this to me. I'd never given him any of my history. So, one thing I can tell you as a woman is don't share your trauma with men. Don't do that. It's not a good idea. Because if that man is not fully in your corner, he will take your trauma and use it against you at some point. So he didn't know my history. But one day he decided to confess to me that when he was 16 years old, and while he was babysitting his niece, whom he did often, that he told me his niece sucked his, and I was just blown away. I don't know where the confession came from, but when I said I was thrilled, I was thrilled. And I started asking him questions. Because I wanted to know how that happened. Because he said it like it was nothing. And for me, it was definitely something. Because 16 is old enough to know better. And while it's still a child, you're still old enough to know better. 16 versus 9, the power dynamic is there. You understand that. Male, female, the power dynamic is written all over that. And so I asked him, I said, well, how did this happen? How did this take place? And that was when he told me it was while he was babysitting her. I said, so while you were babysitting your sister's baby? And then as I'm asking him these questions because I want more details, because I'm definitely going to tell. I was going to tell. I knew the moment that it came out of his mouth that I was going to tell his sister. I knew I was going to tell her. But I just wanted to have as much detail as possible. So I started questioning him. And when he started to see, I guess I couldn't hide my feelings anymore, and I started becoming increasingly upset, he did what men do when they realized they fucked up. He tried to gaslight me and he was saying it wasn't that big a deal. We were kids. Yeah, you were kids, but 16, 9, you're old enough to know better, dude. And 9, that's a baby child. And he was trying to play it off like it was no big deal. So I said, well, does your sister know? He said, no, she don't know. I said, well, if it's no big deal, how come your sister don't know? He said, it's just something we did when we were kids. And long story short there, I told his sister. I don't know how that all ended up playing out, but all I know is this. I have a brother. I only have one half sibling. We share a mother. And if I found out that while he was babysitting my 9-year-old child, something like that took place, I'm going to need to know about that. That's a need to know basis. So as a woman, as a victim, as a sister, I told her, listen, it's not the telling of the secrets that breaks family ties. It's the act itself that breaks family ties. It's that the act took place, not that the secret got told. The act never should have happened. That's what fucks up families. When you have predators in the family who are allowed to be predators and not called out. And then everybody is protecting the predator and blaming the victim. Do you know what that man does for a living? He is a Detroit police officer. I wanted to know because he constantly babysat his niece. So if he constantly babysat her and he's got access and his sister trusts him, how far did it really go? That's just what he told me. I hope that the sister really did a deep dive. And I hope she really sat her daughter down, who was grown at the time, and talked to her about what it was that man did to her. All he did to her. We have to stop protecting the predators. We got to stop protecting people who prey on children and women. These men don't deserve anonymity. They don't deserve to go on with their lives and be elected into positions where they can create laws that govern our bodies, giving them even more power over our bodies. We have to stop them in our tracks, and we have to feel empowered to do that. And the rest of us have to stop blaming the victim. Silence is a tool of predators. Fear is a tool of predators. We have to stop blaming victims, and we have to create an environment where it's safe for them to come forward. And it doesn't matter if the person who is being accused is your daddy or your brother or you or a congressman or your favorite rapper or your favorite singer or your favorite actor or someone you thought was a hero. Make the world safe. Tell on a predator. Y'all have a good day.